What's up everybody, I'm Eric Hansen with Backpacking TV, and today we have another in-depth, unbiased review of a great hiking product. Today we're going to be looking at the TR1 Mesh, the hiking shoe from Astral. Now if you're familiar with Astral, they have been making great water shoes for a long time. So if you're a kayaker or a river person, you are familiar with Astral for sure, but just because you can make a great river shoe doesn't mean you can make a great hiking shoe. So today we're going to be breaking this down to see how it stacks up with other hiking shoes. Now that we've gotten some good testing in on the TR1 Mesh from Astral, I've got some thoughts, and let's break it down starting now. Okay, so I've had this shoe for about a month now, and I've gotten a good number of miles on it, taken it out in multiple different terrains and opportunities to really see what this shoe is capable of. This is a very comfortable, very breathable hiking shoe. So as you can see, there is sunlight moving through this shoe. That's because this mesh is very thin. Now, that could be a drawback depending on what your intended use is. However, if you want that breathable nature, these things crush it. This is a great shoe that I really recommend for a lot of day hiking, even backpacking. I've been backpacking today. The lack of structure can be a drawback for some people, especially if you might have ankle problems. But for me, it's actually what I prefer hiking in. So I love this wide foot box. I love the breathability. Even though it's kind of chilly today, the shoe doesn't provide a lot of warmth. In the desert here in Arizona, this breathability, that allowing my foot to cool down, not gather a bunch of moisture, a bunch of sweat, is a huge, huge bonus, because that is how I develop blisters. So this amount of breathability is really going to help cut down on blisters, hot spots, achy points within your feet. And another thing about the fit, if you can tell, this has a really wide foot box here. That's really helpful, especially if you're backpacking with a lot of weight. It tends to have your foot kind of just compress, spread out. That really can lead to a lot of rubbing around the heels, the ball of your foot, the bunions if you have them. And just having that extra room is really, really helpful to making sure that you have a comfortable shoe. Now let's talk about support. This is where the support is going to be minimal on a shoe like this, and that's by design. So if you are looking for a shoe that has a high level of support, especially around the ankle, then this is not going to be the shoe for you. However, if you like a lot of agility and you have pretty strong ankles in general, this is an awesome shoe. It allows me to have good flexibility with my ankles, with my toes, with my feet. Just in general, I really like it. It's great for rock hopping and that sort of thing. So even with weight on with backpacking, this is a really solid shoe for me. But again, if you need that extra support, this isn't going to be the one for you. Now I want to talk about traction, which is one of my favorite elements of this shoe. The G15 rubber that Astral makes is so solid. I love its tacky grip that makes me feel like I'm in a rock climbing shoe. Honestly, it's got such good grip. Even today, I was hiking on a trail that had snow and ice. That was pretty old, so it was, kind of slippery. This wouldn't replace traction spikes on a real trail, but when you just are hitting a little bit of snow here and there, that grip is actually solid and really good. So I love the grip on this shoe, the rubber that's involved with this shoe on the sole. The rubber here in the sole is just so good, and I love it. And I don't know who else uses this or if it's just Astral, but this is some really awesome rubber. Let's talk about waterproofness, because this shoe is nowhere close to waterproof. Like I said, you can practically see through this shoe, so the water is going to go right in and right out, and that is by design. So this shoe is great for wet elements if you want the shoe to be fully submersible. Like a good hiking shoe, if your foot is only going into, say, 3 or 4 inches of water, you want to keep it on the outside. However, if you're in a canyon hike where you're in and out of water constantly, the water's going to be getting in over the ankle. You want that water to drain. And so for certain canyon hikes or wet river hikes, this is going to be a great shoe because the water's going to come right in and then it's going to get out of that shoe super quick. You won't be holding on to a heavy shoe. They'll dry out quickly. And that is something that I really, really like. So if you're doing any canyon hiking or wet hiking where you want to dry out, this is a great shoe. Now, if you're in boggy conditions or snowy conditions, this really isn't going to be generally suitable for that kind of hiking. One more thing to touch on is the sizing. Now, is the sizing accurate? So when I order shoes, I'm typically either a 10.5 or an 11. And this is a size 11, and that's perfect for me. So I would say that they err on the side of slightly large, but the sizing is still accurate because I do solidly fall within the 11 category. This is an 11, this fits me perfectly. Their sizing is pretty true. So I would give them good marks for their sizing there. Last, let's talk about price and overall value. This shoe checks in on their website at $125 US. Now for me, that is a pretty good value on a hiking shoe. Now there is a lot less material going into this than say a $200 really robust hiking boot. So of course I would expect the price to be a little bit closer to $100 than $200. But for me, honestly, just having it under $150 means that this is a really good value shoe for me. So I would totally recommend this shoe. It's actually becoming like right up there with one of my favorite hiking shoes ever, especially for desert conditions. Who's this shoe for? So this is for active people that want light day hiking capabilities, as well as people who prefer to backpack in a lightweight shoe. If you've ever gone backpacking in a competitor of theirs, Ultras, which are kind of a classic light backpacking shoe, if you like theirs, then you're definitely gonna like Astrals. They're very comparable in terms of their foot box, the style, the comfort, the breathability. So the Astrals really rock. I'm a big fan of what they're doing. They are also committed to more ecologically friendly manufacturing. So I'm just a big fan of Astral. And I love seeing companies that kind of have their mindset and their approach to reaching the outdoor community, to reaching hikers, and to expanding their products. The Astral is really well known within the boating, river, kayaking community. And to see them break into the backpacking market with such a good shoe, I'm just really proud of what they've done. So if you want to check them out at astraldesigns.com. This is the TR1 Mesh. They also make some other more robust boots if that's your style. And let me know what you think of this piece of footwear because I want to see if you like it. Would you try it out? Are you familiar with Astral? Would you take them on a backpacking trip? So I give them the Backpacking TV thumbs up. If you like this video, please make sure that you give the video a like and that you're subscribed here on the channel. And I hope you found it helpful. I'm Eric Hansen. I'll see you out there.